Good day, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Let me just adjust that a little bit. So, as you may have seen in the opening, this is a pre recorded show, and I wanted to get the show in today, even though I won't be with you all live. So, I hope that you would stay and participate in the show by putting in comments. Good day, everybody. Thank you for dropping in your good mornings, good days, and love vibrations. I truly appreciate that. And let's start from the top. Welcome. Welcome to SIP with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice because we practice to make progress. Don't get caught up in being perfect. Get into the progress. Do something every day. So, I am an ordained interfaith minister, licensed religious science practitioner, certified spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living in New York. And all of that is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy or whatever quality of life they want to live in and being connected to yes. What is your yes? If you lost it, if you feel like you never had it, if you want to recover it, discover it, remember it, reach out to me. You could DM me and I will set up some time to talk with you. All right? All right, y'all. So let's get into today's show. And as you know, our theme this week is grief. Our theme this week is grief. And it was inspired by the passing of a dear friend of mine, Darwin Davis. He passed away this past weekend. And it's been difficult as passings are, especially when you have plans with the person. And all this time, I thought that we were having dinner today. And actually, it was yesterday. So we were supposed to have dinner yesterday. And as life would have it, I had a full schedule yesterday. I was in a ministers conference Monday and Tuesday that was all day. And then right after that, I had some work that I needed to do and, running errands with the girls and doing all these things. I was totally preoccupied. And by the time I realized at the end of the day, I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I look at my schedule and I realized it was yesterday. So, grace is always with us. Gave me God bumps instead of goosebumps. Grace is always with us. So that was my grace yesterday, getting the days mixed up. And I don't think that was an accident. So let's get into today. So yesterday I shared grief as a spiritual practice, and oftentimes we don't look at it as a opportunity to be a spiritual practice for us, right? To take us deeper within, right? To align ourselves again with the oneness of life, right? That we are all connected and that this physical form is just that. It's just a physical form, and that we are all spiritual beings, right? I am not this physical being. I am a spiritual being having the experience of humanness. Yes? So that gives me lots of comfort. And I also shared yesterday a story, a Zen Buddhist story of how a Buddhist just went and cried with a family that he did not know, just to fellowship in their sorrow, right? And we do that. We have memorial services, we have funerals, we have viewings, we have a repast so that we could fellowship with each other and lean into each other. Yes, when we're going through our grieving process. So today I wanted to highlight a book and a concept that I would like for us to take into consideration when we think about grief and grieving and loss. And so earlier this year, I had this wonderful guest on Living Life in Joy. Thank you, Lindsay, for introducing me to Tenzin Kiyosaki. And she wrote this incredible book called The Three Regrets. The Three Regrets. And she's also the sister of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And she is a force to be reckoned with all on her own because she is an interfaith hospice chaplain. So she is with people as they are going through their transition. She is with people as they go through the process of releasing, right? Releasing this experience of life. And one of the things that she says in her book, I'm going to read from the inside jacket. Dying is one of the very few inescapable aspects of life that each and every one of us will experience. Regardless of who we are or how we live, death is inevitable. We all carry with us a belief about death and whether or not there is anything beyond this life and our passing from it. My wish is that you become more aware and curious about what happens with our consciousness, to ease our fears and to not look away at the inevitable end of life. And what she talks about in the book, having been ministering to people as a hospice chaplain, she noticed a thread, a theme that was pretty common as people were going through their end of life process. And most people had, now I'm not going to say most people, the regrets, if people had regrets, it was usually about one of these three things or possibly all of these three things. And they are, I did not live my dreams. I did not share my love. I did not forgive. Mm. I did not live my dreams. I did not share my love. I did not forgive. Dreams, love, forgiveness. That is a spiritual practice. Living is a spiritual practice. Loving is a spiritual practice. And forgiveness is a spiritual practice. So grieving can be a spiritual practice too. Tenzin shares in her book that everyone wants to be heard, respected, and acknowledged, right? And that we get to practice that now before we die. And she calls it the die before you die practice. So let's listen now, right? Let's respect each other now, especially respecting our different perspectives, right? Not everyone is going to see everything the way that we see it. And instead of that causing a rip in relationships, let's just respect other perspectives. We don't have to agree. No one's asking us to agree. It's about just honoring and respecting the difference, right? And then to acknowledge each other's presence as a present. Acknowledge each other's presence as a present. Acknowledge each other's life, our reason for being here, our purpose as our gifts. A gift that I received from you just by your very presence here in my life, and a gift that you receive from me just by the very presence of my life. Yes. Oh, yes. So we know, right? One thing that we can be certain of is that tomorrow isn't certain, right? There's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to tomorrows, but we have now. We have this moment right here and right now. So let's live our dreams now. Let's share our love now. Let's forgive now. So whatever that dream is, that thing that calls to you, that thing that you said yes to before you came into this physical form. The Africans call it your ori. Your ori that is still within you, right? Your life's purpose. Now. Live it now. Yes, right now. Start today. One baby step today. Share your love today, not tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow to tell somebody that you love them. Tell them now, today. I gave you a homework assignment yesterday to call someone and tell them that you love them and why. Call someone and tell them that you love them. Do that today. We can make that a spiritual practice. Every day, I tell somebody that I love them and I tell them why. Just a suggestion. And forgive now. Stop holding resentments. Resentments will turn into regret. It will. Because when that person that you're holding unforgiveness towards is no longer here, will you regret? Will you regret not having forgiven them? So forgive now. It doesn't mean that person has to be in your life, but you can release anything that you are holding in opposition. You can release it now. Release it now. So let's start now because later is not promised. Start now because later is not promised. Life is a gift. Let's open it up. Let's see what's there and let's use it. Let's use it. Yes? So I want to close this out with something else from Tenzin's book. Again, it's The Three Regrets, and the subtitle is Inspirational Stories and Practical Advice for Love and Forgiveness at Life's End. And she writes this. Dying is one of the very few inescapable events everyone will experience. Regardless of who you are or how we live, death is coming. We each carry a belief about death and whether there is anything beyond it. My wish for the reader, for you, is to become more aware and curious about the inevitable end of this life. May this book offer solace and open, sincere conversation so that you may live your life free of these three regrets. And the three regrets are: I did not live my life's dream, I did not share my love, and I did not forgive. And then she has this poem that she uses for the three regrets. I did not live my life can become. I live my life dreams. I did not share my love can become. I shared my love. I did not forgive can become. I forgave. Let's start now. Later is not promised. All right, everybody. So I wanted to share that with you today. Thank you for putting in the comments, even though this is pre-recorded. I really appreciate it. And let's get into some joy news. Let's get into some joy news. So I just want to shout out two things that are happening today. Very exciting things that are happening today. One is at 6 p.m. today, there will be a conversation and fundraiser on Instagram Live with Sekou. And this is being organized by Fee King, who's an amazing celebrity trainer, and Milana Snow, who is a global energy healer. And so they're helping Sekou run his race fundraiser. That's what it's called. And Sekou will be making an appearance. Yes, right? So let's just send Sekou some love and light for his appearance tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to Fee's or Milana's Instagram page and you will see them live with Sekou. So please pop over. It will be wonderful to see all the joy and all the heroes in the room on Instagram. And then the second thing I wanted to share, and I didn't load up the flyer for it, but today at 7 p.m. So you could do Sekou's event at 6, and then at 7 p.m. you could join me for more energy healing practice. Yes, we are having an integration energy therapy session with integration energy healer and trainer, Denise Becker. She is amazing. She will be joining me tonight at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Just go to rocklandcsl.org, click on Hour of Power under events, and you will be in the Zoom room. You can go to my I Am Red Melissa page, and all the information is there. So what Denise likes to say is, get the issues out your tissues. So if you got some issues that you need to get out your tissues, come tonight to the Integration Energy Therapy event, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. I would love to see you there. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off now. I will be back live tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Please watch the Be Your Own Hero show. As you know, we are doing replays of Sekou's show. It inspires him. He loves it. So we are doing that Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.